You know how life gets just buzzing all the time? It's so easy to lose sight of what's important. So, for the next few minutes, let's just step away from all that noise. Think of this as a moment of stillness, a little story to hopefully bring some clarity to that big question: what really matters? It starts the second you open your eyes, right? That ping from your inbox, it's already filling up. Every single email is like this tiny little demand, a little pull on your focus. And you think, okay, I'll just knock out a few, but they never stop. And then, of course, the deadlines. They just kind of hang over your whole week, don't they? They completely shape your days, telling you what you have to do. It feels like this endless cycle. You push so hard to finish one thing, and boom, the next one is already waiting. The pressure, it's just always there. And then you've got this layer on top of everything else, that endless stream of notifications. Pings, buzzes, little pop-ups from like a dozen different apps. Each one just chips away at your focus until your attention feels like it's been shattered into a million little pieces. So, okay, let's just stop for a second. With all this noise, all this constant busyness, let's just ask one simple question. Are you forgetting what's actually important? Okay, now I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself stepping into a really quiet room. The light's soft, and the only sound you can hear is, well, silence. And right in the middle of the room, on this simple wooden table, there's a wise mentor. And next to them, a big, empty glass jar. This is where the lesson starts. The mentor doesn't say anything at first. They just point to some items on the table. What we're about to see is a demonstration, right? Using 4 really simple things. But these things, they're going to explain everything about how to build a life that's actually fulfilling. So, let's see what happens. Okay, so first, the mentor picks up these big, smooth rocks. You can tell they're heavy, substantial. And one by one, really carefully, they start placing them inside the jar. They keep going until you literally can't fit another one in there. The rocks fill the jar almost all the way to the top. Then the mentor looks up right at you and asks this really simple question. Is this jar full? And I mean, it looks full, doesn't it? It seems like such a straightforward question with a really, really obvious answer. But before you can even answer, the mentor reaches for a container. This one's filled with small pebbles, and they just start pouring them into the jar. You can hear the pebbles cascading down, rattling against the glass as they fill in all those little empty spaces between the big rocks. A little shake, and they all settle right in. And right when you're thinking, okay, now it's definitely full, the mentor grabs a bucket of sand. They pour it in, and these tiny little grains just trickle down, filling in every single last crevice between the rocks and the pebbles. Now the jar looks completely solid. So what did we just see? I mean, it's more than just putting stuff in a jar, right? It's actually a really powerful metaphor for life. Let's break down what each of those things really means. First off, that jar, that's your life. Simple as that. It's a container, and it can only hold so much. And that's the key thing we have to remember. Your time, your energy, your focus. You only have so much of it. It's not unlimited. Those big rocks, those are the most important things, the absolute essentials. We're talking about the things that give your life real meaning. Your family, your health, your dreams, your passions. Think about it. If you lost everything else, but you still had your big rocks, your life would still feel full. Okay, so what about the pebbles? Well, those are the other things that matter, but they're secondary. Things like your job, your house, your car. Yeah, they're important, but they aren't the foundation of your life. And the sand. The sand is all the other stuff, all the small stuff. The emails, the errands, all those little distractions that just eat up our day. And this right here, this is the whole point. If you fill your jar, your life, with sand first, you'll never have room for the pebbles, and you'll definitely have no room for the big rocks. The order you do things in, it's everything. It changes everything. So getting the metaphor is one thing, right? But actually using it, that's where things really start to change. This isn't just some nice story. It's a roadmap, a practical guide for how you can live your life, day to day. So I'm going to ask you the same question the mentor would ask. And I want you to really take a second and think about it. What are the big rocks in your life? What are the absolute non-negotiables? The things that truly, deeply give your life meaning? I mean, look at the difference here.
We can spend so much of our time and energy on the sand, mindlessly scrolling on our phones, getting caught up in tiny worries, doing little tasks that don't really matter. But the real fulfillment, that comes from the big rocks, quality time with family, actually taking care of your health, both body and mind, and finally going after that dream you keep telling yourself you'll do someday. The key, the whole key, is to make sure you put your big rocks in the jar first, every single day.
Look, choosing to focus on what really matters, it isn't always easy. In fact, it's usually not, but it is always, always worth it. It's all about consciously making space for those big rocks before your life just gets filled up with sand. Till then, stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward in life.